What's going on, guys? And today I am going to be ranking the mainline Mario games based off of their OST, or my enjoyment of their OST at least. So without further ado, let's get into this. And obviously first we got Super Mario Bros, the original NES. It's a classic, and we all know the main theme. And while it is iconic, I'm gonna have to say it's C tier. It's middle of the road, at least compared to these other games. Yes, again, it's iconic and it's memorable and it's recognizable. The limitations on the hardware make it to where it can't compete or compare to the ones coming up. I'm sure if there was like a remake of this game nowadays, maybe it could be higher, but for me, it does the best with what it's got. It can't compete really with the newer games. And same with the Lost Levels, because it uses the exact same soundtrack and everything. So I'm just gonna put it below Super Mario Bros. Just because it just reuses the same things instead of making its own. Now, Super Mario Bros. 2, the American version, or at least maybe I think everywhere but Japan. I'm not entirely sure. This OST is actually, I'd say, a little bit better than the previous two. I love the energetic feel of like all of the Mario soundtracks, and how they fit the vibes of the games. And Super Mario Bros. 2 does this really well. The main theme when you first open up is incredible. It's already better than the original, even though the original is more iconic. So it's kind of like that. I think the Super Mario Bros. 2 soundtrack I just enjoy it more. There's no real big defining reason why. I just enjoy it more. And same with Super Mario Bros. 3. I think Super Mario Bros. 3 is better than Super Mario Bros. 2 soundtrack, simply because, again, they were getting... I think it's getting better and better because they were, really starting to push the hardware. And they were starting to really, get into what they could actually do, fully, especially with Super Mario Bros. 3, because the soundtrack there, all the themes fit the worlds and the levels. It uses a wide variety of different genres, different types of, or styles, different styles of music. It's just a good listen, and I enjoy it more than the previous three. Now here's my first really controversial take, I think. I don't know how popular the Super Mario Land soundtrack is besides that first theme, but I think it's better than all these other games right here so far. Simply because, again, they kind of pushed the Game Boy a little bit, because the Game Boy was so small and it was a difficult kind of thing to work with, and they made it work, and they made a good Mario game on it with great music. And again, the themes are energetic, they fit the levels, they fit the worlds, they bring you into the game. And I really enjoy this kind of 8-bit style, or I don't know if it's 8-bit. I think it's 8-bit on the Game Boy, but I'm not sure. It could be even lower than on the NES, but I don't know. But I really like the style of the music too. Now, for Super Mario World, I think it's gonna go A. I think it's up there. It's got the iconicness, I guess I could say. It's just all of these games just have great music, and Super Mario World is no exception. It was on the SNES, so they had more to work with. They had more tracks to be able to use. They could probably make many more different sounds, and it shows with this game. The music is very catchy and very memorable, and again fits the levels. That's with all of these games. All these games, their music fits the level. But with Super Mario World, this is where it really starts to ramp up in quality. But the same can't be said for Super Mario Land 2. I don't know if this is going to be a controversial take, but I think it's D tier. I think it's worse than the original Mario. This is the only game I feel where the themes really don't fit the levels all too much. Or at least most of the levels. Some of the levels do, it does fit. There is way too much of that high-pitched dinging in this soundtrack, and I don't really like it. I don't like listening to that. With all that, I'm gonna have to put it in D. I'd say it's got some interesting music compared to all these other ones. It's not the best listen, and that's why it's in D. Now, Super Mario 64. It's no surprise, but it's gonna go in S tier. I mean, where else could I really put it? This game, once again, like every other one, I think the music encapsulates levels perfectly, but this time it is in 3D. So it makes it even more immersive. The wide array of different instruments and tracks they could use for the N64 was amazing. A lot of the music in this game is, it's a wider variety, because a lot of it is energetic, a lot of it's, you know, somber and sweet, or like slow and chill. Some of it's like a little bit menacing. And a lot of the previous games had those with the N64, and I think this is a really good, like a really good listen. It's really good. It's really fun. And especially that ending theme every time. It gets me every time. So I'm going to have to put that in S tier. Now, Super Mario Sunshine. This might be another controversial take, but I think it's better than Super Mario 64's soundtrack. Now, this might just be my personal bias, because I'm a sucker for, you know, beach, tropical, summer kind of themes. And that's literally most of what this game is. If not all of it, it's literally just, you're on an island, you're on Isle Delfino. You're on beaches a lot, you're in the tropical environment a lot. And the music obviously fits that theme, and I really enjoy this one. Because a lot of the music's upbeat and matches with the tropical theme, which I really love. The New Super Mario Bros. Now this is an interesting one, because I kind of grew up with the Wii and the Wii U, but I didn't play this one until probably 7 years ago now. That's when I first played this one, and honestly, it's pretty good. I'd say it's better than Super Mario World, simply because, again, the hardware is better. They're able to do more, add more instruments, add more kind of a variety compared to the ones below it. A lot of the music fits the levels again, but some of them really are bangers. You know, they just sound really good, and a lot of them are remixes of like Super Mario Bros. And again, as I was saying earlier, if there was a remake of Super Mario Bros, it would probably be higher up. And New Super Mario Bros. Kind of does that with some of the themes, and that's why I'm putting it in A, because it's really good. But now, you've all been waiting for this one, Super Mario Galaxy, and there's no question. Wait, you know what? I'm gonna add a row above. This soundtrack is just that good. It deserves to go up there. I mean, the beautiful orchestral melodies and themes in this game are top-notch. They are supreme. A lot of the themes in this game are grandiose and epic, and I really like that, and it really fits, you know, the whole space kind of galaxy, because it's Super Mario Galaxy, the galaxy kind of theme. And with this game and Super Mario Galaxy 2, Nintendo was able to like really add a big variety and array of different types of worlds, and well, I guess galaxies in this case, because it's in space, and they could just make up stuff. And, you know, it would work. Now, I guess they can make up stuff with the Mushroom Kingdom, which they kind of do sometimes, but with this, it gave them so much freedom, and the music really works with that, and it's amazing. And now, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I prefer its OST over New Super Mario Bros. And I think it's better than A tier. Simply because a lot of the themes are super catchy and upbeat. I don't know, it just mixes a lot of different instruments together to make great, like really immersive themes into the game. And I think it does it more than, you know, New Super Mario Bros. And the ones below, but it doesn't reach the heights of greatness of the ones above it. And Super Mario Galaxy 2 is also going to go in SSS. I mean, it's literally the same vibe as Super Mario Galaxy. Honestly, I don't even know which one to place above the other, so I'm just going to say they're tied. I mean, they're both really good. They have the same kind of styles and everything. So I don't really have much more to say on that. Just really good. Go listen to those two soundtracks if you haven't already. Now let's see. Super Mario 3D Land actually has a really good soundtrack. I think it's above New Super Wii. It really goes for a kind of ragtime jazzy style, which I really enjoy with Mario. It kind of fits, actually, surprisingly enough, because I mean, sure, some of the previous games had jazzy soundtracks or some themes, but Super Mario Land, 3D Land, goes like fully into that, and I love jazz and I love kind of like ragtime style, and it's just great, and it works really well. Once again, it doesn't reach the peaks of the 3D games above it. And as for New Super Mario Bros. 2, I will say it does remix almost like the entire soundtrack of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. That's not going to dock in any points. It's going above New Super Wii. I think the remixes sound better, honestly. I just think they do. The remixes sound more upbeat, and I really enjoy that in a Mario game, so I think it's going to go above New Super Wii. And as for New Super Mario Bros. U, now this is tough because this is the one I grew up with. I never got New Super Wii. But when we got the Wii U, when it kind of first released, I got New Super U plus new Luigi. So that was around 2013, because that was the year of Luigi. I'm afraid it's gonna be the worst of the New Super soundtracks. Now again, that doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't have the big variety that I want in a Mario game and that I see in the other New Super games, honestly the themes are a little lacking compared to the other ones, but again, it's still really good, still a really good solid soundtrack. Now the other game I grew up with, the Mario 3D World, I'm gonna have to put in SSS. Now I don't know, this isn't even like personal bias speaking, because honestly I've never even played Galaxy 2. I have never beaten Galaxy, but I have played Galaxy. But Super Mario 3D World, it goes full into that kind of jazzy style with a lot of its themes, and I love it. Really, it used to be my favorite Mario game when just talking about, the soundtrack. Galaxy and Galaxy 2 do top it just barely. I would love to put it above them. The World Bowser theme makes me want to, simply because I think that's one of the best video game soundtracks of all time. I do think overall the soundtracks of Galaxy 1 and 2 are better. Super Mario Odyssey. I love this game to death. The soundtrack's really good. It's going in SSS tier. It reaches the heights of Galaxies 1 and 2, but I just think Galaxy 1 and 2 are more grandiose and epic. Super Mario Odyssey has a lot more. It has a lot more of a diverse soundtrack compared to all of these other games, and all of them are really good, but it just doesn't have the same consistency as Galaxy 1 and 2, and so for that it's going to go right below them. As for Bowser's Fury, I'm honestly going to put it at the top of S. Now I know that's going to sound kind of crazy, but hear me out, okay? It does kind of play into that more jazzy style because it was bundled with 3D World with the re-release on the Switch, but it also goes into that kind of rock metal when fighting like Fury Bowser, and it just sounds so good, and I don't know, I really like it. As short as the soundtrack is, because the game is pretty short, it still packs a punch with its soundtrack, and it's up there. And now finally Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which might be the most contentious one on this list simply because it's newer and people are probably gonna have more recency bias. But in my opinion, I think it's in between the New Super games. I'm just simply putting it there because I like it more than New Super Mario Bros, but less than New Super Mario Bros. Wii's soundtrack. That's all there really is to it. And I don't know why there's a second Super Mario Bros. 2, because I already have the American version and whatnot, but whatever. But anyway, that's my ranking for all the Mario games, but based off of their OSTs. If you enjoyed the video, let me know, leave a like, all that other stuff, whatever. If you want to see me do more kind of ranking videos like this, like I might do like maybe just straight up the Mario games and how much I enjoyed them or how good they are. I think that would be a good one. Or maybe Zelda games and Zelda OSTs. I think that would be pretty fun. But also just, if you want to let me know what else you want to see ranked, honestly. So I do like making rankings of things, and I might just want to record them or whatever for these. But anyway, I'm rambling on too long. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.